everybody. Good evening. Welcome back.
Hey, y'all.
Oh, man. That was the most funniest thing ever, man. We had a countdown going for like another 30 and another 30 and another 30.
And then Ashley D over here trying to tell me, shh. Okay, this is my professional mode.
No. Listen, I'm so excited to be back, man. Like, we missed y'all, man.
Yes.
We miss you guys so much. Like this, we have to take a break for the summertime, right? To reboot, replenish, get ourselves back in order, get our lineup of who we're having this season.
Woo.
Come on, the encouraging woman. She Speaks podcast season 2 featuring Ashley D and Dr.
Yeah. Yeah. I missed y'all for real though.
No, seriously.
It was like, you know, just a little tinkle bit. But I love the break, but I did a little tinkle bit.
Listen, we needed a breather though. Like, I think a lot of times when you're doing things like this, people just think it's just like boom, 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 and it's super easy, and it's not. It's like a lot of thought process that goes behind it. Planning your schedule, making sure that your work, your personal life actually balances out with the schedule that you're doing with the podcast. So it is time consuming, guys. It is not just easy to glitz and glam. This is the part y'all see. Y'all see the beginning of everything else. So we are so excited. Welcome back, Dr. Storm.
Welcome back, Ashley D, season 2.
Season 2, man.
Yeah.
Stop playing with us.
God is good, y'all.
He's so good.
And we got some good stuff in store. We got some good lineups. I'm excited.
Yeah. This summer has been great. How was your summer, Dr. Storm?
I worked. I slept. I ran a summer camp.
Yeah.
And it was really good, though.
It was
good.
You had a high enrollment, too, with that summer camp, man. You were doing it.
Yes. School is good. God is good.
It's been going good.
Learning is great.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes.
I tell you guys, all is well.
Mm-hmm. All is well. I had fun this summer. We traveled a little bit. We did some hosting of events over the summer. Dr. Storm pulling me left and right, and me pulling her left and right. So we really had a great summer. And it's
trying to tell my business. See, I ain't even getting into all that. I just had the basics.
We had a little. We gotta give people a little something. A little something. So I'm so excited. Like I've always said, I think the many joys of just seeing how everything continues to grow and flourish. People are hearing about our program and our podcast and what we're doing, how we're just giving. I didn't realize when we started this that we are technically giving back to the community.
Very much so.
Like giving them some jewels, giving them tools to really help them continue to grow. So that is the best part about this. Like, this is just something like God just placed on our hearts, and we're just doing what we got to do.
And it comes so natural.
Yeah.
You know what it shows? It shows 2 beautiful, intelligent African-American young tenderonis,
young queens,
that can come together for the greater good of God and have a powerful message and a platform that we just, give across to everybody. You know, it's just not for women, it's for men. And I believe that this season is very important because we have so many things. Election year. It's just a lot going on, y'all, that we just got to talk about it.
We got to talk about it.
So I'm excited for our guest today. You know, I guess we could keep me young. And every time I see her, she be about to make me back.
Listen, let me get my good knees.
This baby is amazing. She's 7 years, but I'm excited.
Me too.
I am.
Like, I think about, as we were thinking about and planning who we're bringing on this season, I was just thinking about, like, how we can continue to pour into our audience as well as pouring into ourselves.
Right.
And as we started, for me in particular, when we started thinking about the podcast, this woman that we're going to have on today was like my go-to. I was like, Miss Davis, I need help. I need some guidance. And she was just like, Ash, calm down. Get your paper. You ready? Like, I'm like, yes, ma'am. Let's do it. She's like, okay, so this is what you do. So I will say I've met a lot of women, African-American women, however you want to call it, women of color, that come in and they genuinely just want to pour into you.
Yes.
And Miss Davis is that girl.
She is.
I know so many women, so many associates, so many friends that know Miss Davis, and they're like, "Who, you got Pumpkin?" And I'm like, "Yeah, how y'all know her as Pumpkin?"
Oh, that's a nickname.
I thought I had a nickname Pumpkin, but I got a nickname too, but I ain't gonna tell y'all that one. But some of y'all know already, so it's all good. But I kid you not, this woman is like, she's so beautiful. Yes, she's so intelligent. Yes, she comes in rooms and she just lights up the room.
Right.
Like, just walks in and you're like, who is this lady coming in? And then when she starts dancing, oh man, you go dance when you hang out with Miss Davis. Just know.
When she hosted the teen summit and had every student in the gym on their feet. Yeah. You know, I'm like, you know, sometimes when you hear the church music and you just gotta hold yourself. That's Miss Davis. Well, I was trying to be professional, but I was about to.
I'm trying to tell you, like, she's that girl. Like, I kid you not, she's that girl. So this woman that we're going to bring on today, guys, I love working with her each day. I come in the office. I'm like, hey, Miss Davis. She's like, Sunshine, what's going on? I'm like, another day. And we just uplift each other. We talk. We collaborate in so many ways. So this beautiful woman, her name is Sherilyn Davis. We're going to bring her on the scene. Come on, Miss Davis. Hey, girl.
Hey, girlfriend.
Hey. She is the founder and CEO of Girl Professionals Incorporated. Hey, Miss Davis.
Hey.
How's it going, Sunshine?
Hey, it is amazing. Today has been amazing. And congratulations to you, beautiful ladies, for on your season 2. You know, it's look, passing 1, you know, they say 3 years in the game, you know, but passing 1, you're on season 2. And when I tell you guys, you ladies, I say you guys, but I mean you ladies.
Yes.
Ladies know how to come through. And I love your energy. You know, energy match energy at times.
Yes.
Exactly. Listen, and I love it. So thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Listen, thank you for answering the call first and foremost. Like, all in all, Miss Davis, we couldn't have done what we're doing without your guidance. Like, just, you know, from all the things you're telling me. Like, I literally watch the podcast you do often, even with your business, and I'm just like, she just does it. Like, it's just, what I feel is that, what I've learned is that you just being yourself, it just opens doors for you.
Effortlessly.
That's right. Exactly. It I don't try. I never try. A lot of things I never try. I just like you said, I just be me.
Yeah.
I want people to see me for me.
That's right.
Hopefully, you know, wholeheartedly. I want people to see me as who I am.
Yes.
You know, I tell everybody I roll with the best of them, and I can get down and dirty with the worst of them.
Come on, Funky.
It's me. Okay, so let's go back. Let's correct the nickname, since we throwing nicknames out there. Let's correct the nickname. So you know how you always got that cousin by the name
of Pookie.
Boom, there it is.
So nickname Pookie, not Punky.
It's Pookie,
so
my
man.
I'm thinking about, you know, my auntie called me Punky, y'all.
I'm saying.
Listen, I might have would have left. I should have left it at Punkin instead of Pookie, but I'm that Pookie. Okay.
That was actually my brother's nickname. All his life we call him Pookie. So trust me, when I hear it, I was like,
girl, I got cousins. Look, it's Pookie Joe, it's Pookie. I mean, all of us in there. Yeah, it is what it is.
I love it. I love it, Miss Davis. Like, I love it.
Yeah. I think one of the best things, Miss Davis, when I met you, it was the energy for me. It was the way that you just walked in the room and it was like showtime. I watched you walk from one area to the next, and you just was. It was effort.
It shocked everybody. It was like.
Yes. And I know that you do so much, Miss Davis. I'm basking at this table right now.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is
Miss Davis?
Every girl's girlfriend. Simple.
That girl.
Every girl's girlfriend. Outside of that, Miss Davis is, of course, a wife and she just turned 52 years old on September 7th. So yes.
You look good.
Thank you, girl. Thank you. Wow. But I'm passionate about what I do.
Yes.
I love women. And when I say I love women, especially women of color, I love loving on women. Any way, shape, form, or fashion that I can be essential to that person, I'm over giving. So I want to be that big sister that, you know, not so much a motherly figure, but I want to be that big sister to where if you call, I'm coming. You need like you if you rolling, I'm riding. You get what I'm saying? So I'm that person to where I just want everybody to show up authentically and just be themselves. Then so I feel like if I give that energy, the energy will come back.
That's absolutely. Miss Davis, I will say every single time, there's never been a time I've come to your desk and I'm like, Miss Davis, what you think about this? And you literally break it down. You won't say, no, Ash, I don't think this. You would literally always give me like options and what possibly how the best way to get the solution I'm trying to get to. And if you make those phone calls, like when I say this lady will, hold on 1 second, Ash, I got you. Hold on, let me make this phone call right quick. And I'm like, Miss Davis, like
it sounds like to me it's good to have people in high places.
Hey, hello.
Every time.
You got to. I'm never that woman or that girl that's I don't. The Bible says you should not keep everything to yourself.
Yeah, that's good.
The number one rule is to share. So your gift is your gift. No matter how it is, like I can give you my whole blueprint about how I started Girl Professionals. And what I do will still be different from what you do with the blueprint that I provided. You understand what I'm saying? No matter how much you try to copy whatever, you know, that I do, or I copy what you do, it's never gonna be what you created.
Right.
So I don't have a problem with sharing. I don't have a problem with sharing my connections. I don't have a problem with sharing information that I know. I don't have a problem with sharing. And I think that we as Black women should understand and learn that sharing is caring.
That's right.
That even though let's go back a little bit. Even though I share a lot of me and share a lot of things that I know, it can be detrimental at times. Yeah, but it's how you look at it. It got to be how you view it, because now if I give you the blueprint of what I did or how I started, and you take that and you say, okay, I'm gonna do exactly what she did, but then in the same token, you may go next level before I do. But all I can say is I did that. You feel me? Not take it wholeheartedly and say, oh my God, like why she here, I'm here, or what. It's how you view things. So I learned to channel the views that when I see people and I want to see you go further. So if that's what I'm about, then I gotta stand on it. I gotta stand on business. You get what I'm saying? I can't say it and don't mean it, or I can't do what I mean or mean what I say. I have to stand on everything that I believe in. So if I'm that girl and I'm Every's girlfriend, then I have to be willing to share what I know and be able to just help my sister. So, and if you grow, then I grow.
Yeah. But how do you, and everything you said, Miss Davis, was so powerful. Yes. Mrs. Davis, everything you said was so powerful. But it's one of those things, especially in our community, it's almost like we're crabs in a bucket, in a sense, if I can use that analogy. Yeah. And it kind of rolled down real slow, because of the simple fact of, I always say as women, we're very powerful together. And I believe my brokers tell me this all the time. You can duplicate, but the sauce will taste differently. Correct. And I believe that it's so powerful what you just said. If you outgrow me, or if anything outgrows what I'm doing, I still got to celebrate you. Yes. And it's like I tell even Ashley, listen, when I celebrate you from a place of authenticity. My sister is winning. Yeah. I don't care if she's a million steps ahead of me. Guess what? she's winning. Because I feel like as women, we're standing on these platforms, not only for our ancestors, but for the women that is coming behind us. So we're all winning.
Exactly. Exactly. You say, the crab in the bucket mentality. I change my buckets all the time.
That's good.
I change the buckets because you can't, you would know when somebody is really crabby. You understand? You know when someone's really crabby. So you either gonna stand in and y'all just battle it out, or you gonna remove yourself. So I change buckets.
I love it.
Did you say you just switch it out? You know,
I just switch it out
because move a little different. That's all.
Exactly. What I do, or what I've learned to do, is that, again, my energy, like the way I am is the way I am all the time. All the time. So if I feel like you're just really like I feel like you're about to plug in and you're trying to get that, I can't, I can't, because I'm gonna either change the dynamics of it, or I'm just gonna leave, I gotta remove myself. So many times before I remove myself, I try to change the dynamic. But if you're stuck in that place to where you're just, it's either, woe is me, or I'm better than you, or whatever the case may be, then if you're stuck there, then I'm gonna leave you there.
That's right.
I'm gonna leave you where you stand. And I'll go find someone else that may need my energy, that may need what I have to give. It's hard. It's hard. I think
you see, I'm over here like, listen. Sometimes you just want to take everybody with you, but you can't.
And that's when I first started Girl Professionals. I wholeheartedly believed I could take everybody with me. Wholeheartedly. I no one had fault. No one had. I didn't see the wrong, but then it was being delivered to me, like it was coming to me, like, oh, such and such this, or oh, you ain't this, and and then I started like, wait, well, what did I do? You know what I mean? So it was like one of those to where like all I did was try to help. And so I had to understand that no, everybody can't go, but because of who you are, continue to be who you are, and you can still sow a seed.
Absolutely.
What it looks like. You can still sow a seed, and you can sow a seed from afar. You don't have to be best friends with that person, or you don't have to be, the ride or die person with, just whatever they go with, you gonna go with it, or whatever you go with, you want them to go with whatever you got going on. It doesn't have to always be that way. So I just learned to just keep the energy, just save all that electrolytes and all that energy, and just just give it out to who needs it. Just give it out to who needs it.
Right. I love that. That is awesome. I love everything about that, Miss Davis. I will say, like, I think a lot of times as you continue to elevate and you're growing within your business and just making moves, period. Like, it does affect a lot of times the sisterhood that you have, right? You have the sisterhood of the childhood sisterhoods. You have the sisterhood from your gym sisterhood. You got your sisterhood for your sorority. You have your sisterhood even within your job. So I feel that as you continue to grow, it's not where you're putting anyone to the side, but sometimes you just continue to grow, and you're more so relying more on another sisterhood as opposed to the prior individuals you may have known. How has that affected you? I know it probably has, because you've grown so much within Girl Professionals. So talk a little bit about it.
You win some and you lose some.
This is true.
Come on. It's simple right there.
You win some and you lose some. And again, it goes back to how you see yourself, how you see the situation. I had, when Girl Professionals first started, about 11 years ago, maybe, when Girl Professionals first started, I had a team of amazing. It was like 45 women strong, like amazing.
Wow, that's a good start.
That's a great start. And we were about 45 members strong for about 2 to 3 years.
Okay. That's like a marriage, right? Because they say the first 2 years.
The first 2 years.
Yeah. The honeymoon phase was over. The honeymoon phase was over. And then things just started going south. But then you'll have those 4 or 5
faithful,
like the church, faithful members. That's gonna in numbers, right? You're gonna have the 4 or 5, 7 at the most, ladies or team members, or however you want to say it. That's gonna roll with you through the highs and the lows. Like I said, if you riding, they rolling. It is what it is. We gonna clean it up. If it's messy, we gonna clean up the house. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I think I stayed idle one time, like for 1 year. I sat back and I told everybody, hey, listen, I'm not, because at first I was just like, I don't want to do this no more. Because what I see in women don't see in themselves. What I see as far as what a sisterhood look like, y'all don't see it my way. And one thing I learned, my husband always tell me, he said, everybody, you can't expect everybody to see the things that you see, or you can't expect everybody to think how you think.
Right.
And I had to learn that, because I'm like, I don't understand why you're not doing this. I don't understand why you're not doing that. But then I'll do all the work, or I'll, and it's funny, because even though you have your team that'll work, that does amazing work with you, some of them would think that you think you're better than them, because it's about you.
She done turned around on the people.
Because they'll think it's about they're thinking it's about you, when you're thinking it's about us. But they don't see the us, they only see the you. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times I had, I'll fight the battle of like, no, I'm doing this for us. I'm doing this, like I do certain things strategically to put other people in place, just so that they won't have the mentality of it's all about me.
Right.
But then later throughout the years, I had to learn that I was laying in the bed one night.
Ooh, that's my God talk to you. Ain't it?
Well, he dropped gems on you.
Listen, laying in the bed one night, and Girl Professionals came up, not even the name, just what I wanted to do, as far as what he needed me to do.
That's right.
Yes.
At that moment, he needed me to create it's a creative platform for women of color to share and celebrate other women, period. And in the midst of it, I said, okay, well, we're going to do a little bit more. We're going to focus on creating businesses.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
So while I started creating businesses, or focusing on creating businesses, even if you don't want, because I had women in a part of Girl Professionals that never wanted to own a business, but they was such a ride or die. Like I have a Connie Kelly. If anybody got a Connie Kelly, keep Connie Kelly in your pocket.
Yes.
Connie Kelly never wanted to own her own business. But what Connie Kelly does is she work from behind the scenes, and she gonna make sure whatever you got going on is top notch.
Yes.
Let me tell you, Connie used to give me my speaking, like as far as speaking, she say, stop saying stop saying. I'm like, man,
that sounds like we love you, Miss Connie.
You're the truth.
Listen, Connie would say, stop saying just speak. That's all you do. You just hold a conversation, just speak. And I'm like, dude, I'm supposed to be telling you what to do, and you telling me what to do. But those are the type of friends and the women that you need.
Publicists.
Right. Those are the type of friend and women that you need in your corner. And then, I had some other women that just rally around me. That'd be like, listen, how you need me and where you need me.
Yes, them servers right there.
Those are servers. And those are the ones that you want to dive into. You want to make sure they good.
That's right.
So as far as, because as long as they're good, you're good. Yes. So, and that's what I did. I just started revamping. And as I'm laying there and I'm, God speaking to me and telling me what he needs me to do. I said, oh God, if I'm going to create this, I need you to give me 5 individuals. Because I didn't know how to start a group. I didn't know how to start an organization. I need you to give me 5 individuals with 5 specific skills.
That's right.
That will build and start the foundation of Girl Professionals.
That's good.
Everything. He brought me a financial advisor.
Come on now.
He brought me someone that knows about nonprofit organizations.
A powerhouse.
Man,
when you said financial and 501c3s, that's a powerhouse. That's
and I mean, and he brought me an event coordinator. He brought like everything that I needed to do what I needed to do. Like if you ask,
David, this sound like y'all worldwide. That's what that sounds like. Y'all nationwide, y'all.
we were headed that way. We were headed that way, and it's just, what I just started realizing is that sometimes too, when things look like it's going south, it's really not going south. It's just God telling you to sit still for 1 second because I got something else for you to do.
That's
and every time, I promise you on everything, every time the numbers go down in the membership or however, every time the numbers go down, that's God saying we're about the shift is about to happen.
Shift is happening.
That's good. Come on, that's good.
We talk about it. That's good.
Yes, the shift is happening. So as far as that go for me, I learned to sit still and just and ride the wave. When the shift move, I move.
That's right.
And that's just how it is. And lo and behold, Girl Professionals been around for a long time. We've been stamped all over Broward-Dade, Palm Beach County. So
international. See,
listen, I've gone to different states and held events there as well too. Then we have a yearly conference that service over 200 and some are individuals. So
it's big.
It's there.
It's big.
Yeah, it's there. And I don't take anything and anybody for granted.
That's good.
I loved every moment, the highs and the lows. I loved it all because it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot. So at this point, I'm just taking over y'all. I'm sorry.
Girl, we gotta talk about you.
See, I don't put my hand up. You know what? I put my hand up on me. The pastor say you gotta lean it in.
Miss Davis, we gotta talk about you.
Listen, I'm sitting here like, dang, they supposed to be asking me some questions. I done took over the whole.
No, but this is good though, because I always say, what happens when that wisdom dies?
Yeah.
When the wisdom is in that grave, who do we stand on?
Yeah.
So this is good.
No, Miss Davis, this is good. This is good information. Number one, we always, like I told you today, when I said, I'm Miss Davis, this is a conversation. This is literally us just being us and how we just do our thing. We got Ashley Pitts. She states it's confirmation. Hey, Ash. She said it's confirmation for what you were saying in reference to the shift that took place.
Yes.
Oftentimes, I think a lot of times we don't realize that God is shifting things in our lives, and sometimes you gotta listen to him. When we listen to him, he brings out more out of us. He bursts more out of us that was from within that we hold back. Yes. So you doing just the mission that God put before you. So I love it.
Let me tell you, a lot of time, like, so what I've learned is, along with the shift is, when you start something, any business, whatever, you're like, Lord, Jesus, I'm not making enough money. I'm not doing like you start, you know what I mean? That stuff start playing in your ear. Oh, well, I'm just doing and doing and doing, and I'm not doing, nobody sees me, nobody's calling me, nobody, not knowing that because honestly, I'll get people say, you know what, for what you do, you should be charging 5,000, 10,000, 11,000, 2,500, 550, whatever. And then, but I sit there and I say to myself, I'm like, I can. But I get my joy.
Oh, talk about it.
When I leave an event, when I leave a platform, if someone comes to me and say, you know what you just stated to me resonated, and I did it for free, that's all I needed. That's all. That's it. That's payment.
Ooh, that's the Mrs. Davis. That is so good. When I tell you, I remember this is year 4 with the academy for me. And I added chapel this year because we're a Christian school. We we teach spiritual.
Correct.
And I had a moment today because they had chapel. Today was the first day of chapel. And I saw some of my babies singing. And I sat back and I said, you know what, God, this is what it's about.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I remember giving up my savings to do this. But
Trust. It's been plenty of times that the bank account was in the red, and I'm
in the red.
And it went in the red like the I can't even say it, like it was in the red, like blood red, like ma'am, you dead.
But you know what? He always provided, and that's what's so amazing that people don't see the behind the scenes, as you were saying. They don't see what you go through behind the scenes. But one of the things that one of my mentors always say: stay steadfast.
That's right.
Stay steadfast.
That's right. When I do certain events, or when I think that the season is, even in my idle time, even when I'm staying idle and just listening, I'll get a phone call out of nowhere and say, hey, the mayor wants you to come and do
the mayor.
Yeah, or such and such wants you to come and do, whatever. And I'm like, okay, God.
Okay.
Big dog.
Big Lord.
Won't he do it?
Yes, he will.
Won't he do it? And it just, and that makes me to be able to, like, I can literally, and I used to always ask some of the women that's a part of, I know I'm the ADHD probably kicking in right now because I'm joking for everyone.
No, you're fine.
Doing good.
You're doing awesome.
Yeah, but a lot of times I used, was asking some of the women that was a part of Girl Professionals, like, what would your obituary say today? Today, not 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now.
What would it say right now?
What is the now? Have you ever written your obituary based on now and see what will outweigh what you've done, what you've accomplished, what you've where you've been, even where your children are at this moment, so from your lineage to, where you come from to where you are right now. And I tell everybody, I was like, listen, and I know y'all heard this from me before, because a lot of people's like, well, Miss Davis, well, what college? I even get the kids to ask me now, what college did you graduate from?
Tell them, Miss Davis.
What college did you graduate from? I say, baby, listen. I say, no, they say, what degree?
What degree do you have?
And I tell them all the time, I say, I have a PhD.
Come on.
High school diploma. And and that's what took me.
Wait, back it up. You said what PhD stands for?
Public high school diploma.
Get it right.
I can say I have some college, University of Phoenix, and at this time Broward Community College. So at those times I do have some skills, but I tell everybody, because I stand on what I'm about. So I want everybody to go like, all my kids went to college, all my kids got degrees. You feel me? So, but as for me, I got a public. I can honestly say I got a public high school diploma. So but I'm okay with that.
That's right.
I'd be okay with that.
That's right.
I'm okay with that because again, I sat on many platforms with just that. I tell everybody, I say, listen, you got to know what you know.
That's
when you
right.
know who you are and whose you are, like nothing else. Can't nobody tell you nothing less than what you know about you.
Yeah. Ms. Davis, I remember us having that conversation. I love when you said the PhD part. And I said to myself, Ms. Davis, you don't need to go back to school for what? Like I said, you're a big dog.
You international around the world talking with the
Davis. I said, Ms. Davis, you don't need to do that. You're heavily connected, baby. You in the industry connections. Like seriously.
You're talking to a celebrity right now.
Legit.
Use your name. Well, I know Mrs. Davis.
You know Pookie. Stop playing.
Right. Yeah.
Whichever one you want to go for today.
I love it.
It is like I am in a happy place. I'm in a happy place.
It's so contagious.
Listen, I am not upset with nothing that I've done in the past. I'm not upset with
that is good.
Like I'm in a happy place, and you have to learn. Like us as Black women, stop. Just stop for a moment and just adapt for right now. Okay, anybody online right now, just listening to me right now, or listening to us and listen to the show. What I need you to do right now is just enjoy this moment.
Right.
Just enjoy this moment. And a lot of times I have so many moments throughout the day. I be like, God, you done did it again. Look, probably ain't did nothing. But I be like, girl, you done did it again.
I can't, Miss Davis, I was getting ready for the podcast. And my dude was like, my baby about to go do her podcast. Stop playing with her. And I was like, ooh, I'm a big dog, man.
With the Gucci shoes on.
That part.
And he told me, I said, well, I don't think the shoes so strong, but I love the energy.
That's it.
Said, maybe you can just lift your feet up.
No, for real. I felt so happy, like just knowing that it's something that we birthed and created, and we're literally like each time we're like, okay, how can we do this better? How can we do that better? And it just makes you feel so appreciative for the things that God continues to bless you with every single day.
Yes, definitely. I just tell everybody, no matter where you are, no matter what you do, show up. Show up as your authentic best self.
Every time.
Every time. Just show up as your, like for me, like I'm not a dress girl.
You like pants.
Listen, I got little chicken legs, and I'm not. It just.
I'm gonna put my pants on tomorrow.
We'll go looking at my legs tomorrow, Ash. I have really and it's not even insecurity, being insecure about it. I just don't like my knees knock. I'm shaped like my daddy. It's a lot going on.
Do daddy like that.
I'm doing this, David.
It's a lot going on. So and a lot of times because for me, you may seldomly see me in a dress. And when I say seldom, like very seldom. Because I'm if I wear a dress, it's more so of somebody made me wear the dress. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm so comfortable with me in a pantsuit, some nice slacks, a linen suit, whatever. Because I can let loose and just be me. In a dress, I feel like I gotta be so
confined. Yeah.
I gotta be.
Got to be a lady.
I gotta be a lady. You know what I mean? And not saying we can't be lady in pants, but I feel like it calls for more.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't want to give you more. I want to just give you me.
That's right. That's good.
I love it. Miss Davis, I know we're working on something major right now. We were talking about the shifting.
Yes.
What we shifting to?
So on my birthday, September 7th, I laid girl professionals to the wayside.
Oh,
no.
Just a little break.
It's just So I laid girl professionals to the wayside just a little bit to birth something else. So that next level. I know. Did you see me? So I'm birthing the next generation by girl professionals. So I will be catering to or servicing the youth and young women from the age of 23. Okay. And because when they get 24, 25, they bought their own business. So
right. That's about right.
Yeah. So I figure from the ages 11 to 23, it's the next phase for me and the Girl Professionals brand to start the next generation by Girl Professionals. So
that is going to be so good.
I think the biggest thing see on a daily basis the needs of our girls, especially in our school systems. I see so much that happens, and just the way they carry themselves, not being able to talk correctly, and Who's teaching y'all like
the language, the body language, the dress code, the way they snap their hands and suck their teeth?
Right.
It excites me to know that you're going to the next generation, because a lot of people say our next generation is lost.
It's lost. Yeah, they do say that. Yeah. And I don't think so. It's just that they just hadn't been guided correctly.
Correct. That's it.
That's it.
And we know literally when we pull them to the side, we have those one-on-one conversations. We know they just need some guidance.
That's it.
They're not problematic. However, they just need the guidance to get them to where they need to be, how to become successful.
They need that old school, like when we was growing up, and how if Auntie Paula across the street saw us doing anything, she could have thumped us. And don't let her go back home and tell your mama, because you go get a whipping when you get back there. Come on.
That's true.
That's true. I had to fuss a little bit today. One of my kids said, Miss Williams, I heard your voice all the way down there. You had that mama voice. I said, bet you want to do it no more.
Exactly. And let me tell you something. And a couple of administrators today was behind me, and one little kid said something, and I took that radio and I banged on that desk, and I was like, boy, you don't go sit your.
And that's all they need. That's it. That's it.
And no threat. I think you were there. It wasn't a threat. It wasn't a threat. Not at all. I don't give threat. So and you were there, and what that baby did, that baby was like, ooh.
She said that.
Let me sit on there.
It's like you gotta have a level of authority with this generation.
You have to.
That's the only thing that they can understand, really. But when you think about what's raising them, and you think about all of this social media,
that's it.
That's raising them, and that's a battle within itself.
It's the social media and it's the music. Those are the key components that are affecting our youth today.
They don't know that they can't separate that it's entertainment.
You know what, Ash? I'm gonna say I agree with the social media.
Yeah.
For me, when go back to the music, because our music, it wasn't as raunchy as it is today,
but it was the same.
Wait, but you remember the song Peaches and Cream?
But here's okay. So
but we would sing it, but we wasn't, we're just singing it.
Correct. And that's what I'm
facts.
and that's what I'm saying. Like I won't blame it all on the music, because that's just like Uncle Luke was, Luke was doing his thing.
And Trina was doing hers.
Trina doing her thing. And then you know what I'm saying? Then we had it out there.
We did.
But in the same token, it's we can listen to it, and it's how we dissect it, how we and how we digest it. Let me just say, how we digest it, and then but here's the thing: if you got your mom and your daddy vibing to the same thing you vibing to, and then y'all want to go and puff give, and everybody doing everything together.
I'm not turn my chair around here.
Okay.
It's the truth.
I'm sorry, but I just and that just does something to me, because like I know for me, like even for instance, I just turned 52. My daughter,
you're looking good.
Thank you. My daughter just like we just started like hanging out, going to brunch and drinking with each other. You understand what I'm saying? And then my son, the 26-year-old,
26-year-old, stop playing with me.
Look at all melatonin over there.
I was the one to be like, you want a drink? And he was like, no, Ma.
Because it's the respect. That's why.
And that's the thing. And that's what I'm saying. So between the age of 11 and 23, I want to let's talk about respect. How we first respect ourselves. Because we have to learn to respect ourselves in order for us to know that someone else is either respecting us or disrespecting us.
That's good.
A lot of the girls don't know that they're being disrespected. You know what I mean? They if a girl come at them and they popping off to each other. They popping off. It's that's one thing. But a boy can say the same exact thing to you, and you be like, oh, I'm so in love.
Mrs. Davis, that was my Teen Summit topic.
You did.
That was my topic.
Yep.
And I told them girls, I said, well, how is it fair that your homegirl can call you the B word, but if this boy calls you the B word, is disrespectful. So you don't respect yourself.
And that's my point.
And what's clothing, right?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That's the point. Like, how do you know when if you're being respected or disrespected? Right. So you can't juggle the two, or saying, oh, he's not disrespecting me, but she is. Right. Now you want to fight. You know what I mean? Or, whatever. So it's just a level of, and what do we do when we are disrespected? How do you handle that situation? Because exactly.
Or they start fighting,
because every situation every action don't cause for a reaction. And I tell them all the time, like I understand the B word. I understand, you getting called something else. Even the guys, when they, somebody might call them a something. Yeah. I don't want to say it online, but but somebody, so either way, like how, like those are, to me, those are just, and I had to learn this myself too, because back in the day, you want to pop up like, what you just said to me? Again, it's because of growth. It's because of, but I believe that, when you reach a certain age, you still, at the age of 18, you're tender.
That's right.
17, 18 years old, you're tender, because you're caught, just like how when you're transforming from elementary to middle school, you caught between that rock and the hard place of, do I still act like a elementary student, or do I, you know what I mean? Or you caught between that young age and then the preteen, and so it's that age. So when you're at a tender age of 18, you have to know that I'm about to become a man. I'm about to become a woman.
That's right.
I can't think the way I was thinking, or do the things that I would, because now at the age of 18, if I do such and such and such, so I'm going to jail.
Completely.
Such, I'm getting kicked out of school. If I do, you know what I mean? So now it's like, you got to know the consequence. You got to know, every consequence brings a repercussion too. So you have to.
Good or bad.
Exactly. And that's what I want the kids to understand at this day and age, that there are consequences that you're going to have based on your actions. So how do we handle the actions? How do we tap into the actions? How do we be proactive before we become reactive?
Yes, that's good, Miss Davis. One thing that stick with me to this day, my mom used to always say, and she still tell me now, what you do in the dark will come to light.
Exactly.
And I'd be like, oh, she watching me, y'all. She watching me.
That your last dollar is gonna come.
It's gonna definitely come to light.
Be revealed.
Yeah, that's. I love the fact that you're reaching 11 years old, because I always say, we don't think about that these kids have to digest the world, digest what's going on at home, and then the pressures of life that they're dealing with.
Yes. And
they're dealing with the self-esteem, and everything is moving so fast at a young age. When we was growing up, it was, high school, and then everybody went off to college, or we did something.
Yeah.
And nowadays, these kids in middle school, they're adults and have to do adults things.
And dressing like adults. Let's talk about that.
My mama didn't let me polish my nails until I was 17 years old. And I had to ask my daddy for permission.
Listen, I couldn't wear red lipstick. How about that? I couldn't. No, and no.
I think what you're doing, Ms. Davis, is amazing for the youth, like our girls in particular.
That's right.
Because a lot of them just need that nurturing. A lot of them are not with their moms, and when they are with their moms, the mom is not being a mom. She's being a sister, as we stated.
Yeah, everybody's trying to get, I guess, the generation today, or the I don't even know what generation they are right now, but the parents, like the parents today, like you said, they're trying to be more so of a friend instead of a parent, because they got their own life. They still living their life, their best life. So it's like you came in at a wrong time, like they had this baby at the wrong time, and now they stuck with this baby. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, so now as an adult, when are we gonna take responsibility for our actions? Because what we're doing to our kids is causing this is it. Like they don't know any better. Generation. Exactly. So now we got to break the generation. How do we break the generational curse? Exactly.
The goal.
Breaking the generational curse.
Ooh, it's so uncomfortable.
It's a topic that goes on forever and ever, because it seems like our moms and grandmas was talking about the generational curses, but when you think about it, who's willing to step up to break the generational curse?
Yeah. And I think a lot of times some individuals don't know what generational curses are.
Correct.
Until they actually take a moment to really tap in and understand what generational curses are, I think that is when it's going to be broken.
That's right.
Correct.
That's when you're going to try to work your hardest to break that curse.
Exactly. But that's what we are. That's what we have to do now. That's where we are now. That we have to give the definition of generational curse. So that, and we have to break it down to layman's terms so that the kids will understand the words that are coming out of our mouth. So we may say it one way, but for an 11-year-old to understand, like your mom or your dad does, like I had like kids come to me and they be like, well, I smoke because my mom and them smoke. What?
Y'all.
They just duplicate what they see.
They just doing what they see. That's it. From the abuse, everything. They see it in the house, so they do it to their girlfriends.
Exactly. And that's the sad part. That's the sad part. So it's like if you just, I feel like if for us as the Black generation, like we've gotten, you know how they say hoodwink and bamboozled. We hoodwink and bamboozled. But I do feel as though that if more of us care enough to just tap in.
Yes.
Like you can make an impact with just one something.
That's right.
So just tap in and just find that person that you think that really, like one of the little girls today, and I was like, she was just, she just screaming, and I was like, I ain't even gonna ask you to count to 10. Get it all out.
Get it out.
Get it out, baby. I'm not gonna ask you to count because because you'll get them kids to say, I don't want to count to 10. So get it out. The little girl got all her little frustration out. And then I asked her, I say, you feel better? She was like, no, I don't feel better. I'm not, because such and such and such and such. I said, okay, look like you still got a little bit more you need to release.
Go ahead and sit right now.
And she looked at me and she was like, Miss Davis, leave me alone. She was like, stop playing. She was like, right. She was like, Davis, we play too much. And I'm like, I'm not playing. I'm just trying to. I said, come on, baby, you need a hug. She was like, I do. And I gave her a hug and she was, and went to class.
Yep. It felt so much better.
But you know what I realized? They just need some love.
That's it.
That's it. They just, sometimes they just want to be listened to in a sense of, I have a voice, because I always ask my students, tell me a little bit about what your needs are. And they would say sometimes, I just want to be listened to.
Yeah.
Correct.
And having that platform to where someone can actually just, when my students have a breakdown, I look, you finished? No, okay, keep going. Yeah. And I'm just sitting there, but I'm intentional on what I'm listening to.
Yeah.
And I believe that as adults, I always tell my students, you come through Red Learning after 18, I need to know what you're doing next.
Yeah.
I need to know at 19, 20, because I'm a mentor at heart.
Yep.
Correct.
So it doesn't stop when you get 18. A lot of people say, oh, when you get 18, you get out of my house to do what? What am I going to do?
It's too expensive.
But we think about, when we talk about a legacy and carrying our babies on to what Generation of Curse look like, I'm not going to throw my kid out at 18. Let me continue to help you to see what life is. Because the law said you're grown at 18, but you can't drink until you're 21.
Until you're 21. How does that work?
Well, I might not kick them out, but I might walk them out. So
they're gonna have some options. Listen,
so,
my mom gave me 3 options.
3. Okay, exactly.
She said either college. She said either a job, but I don't want you to get a job because I want you to do better than me. That's one thing she made known to me and my brother.
What was that third?
That third, but I didn't have a choice. It was either, I didn't have a choice. But when I said, okay, if I get a job, she looked at me and said, be better than me because I have a job. Go get a career.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Get a career.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
We have to understand, ladies, too, that like you said, at the age of 18, again, they're tender. They're not quite an adult. They're not still a child. Like I have a whole 18-year-old in my house right now, but he's in the 12th grade.
Yeah,
we still take care of him.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So how does that work? You know what I mean? So a lot of times we have to make sure that even in the fact that we're saying you 18 years old, you got to get him, even when he graduates from high school, like you said, Doc, is that you can't throw them out because they really haven't found who they are. Mm-mm. They haven't really understood what they need. So they don't know what they may know what they want. Honestly, they don't.
They want freedom, but they don't know what freedom really looks like.
You're gonna say,
take me back to the womb.
Right.
With the knowledge that I have today, but take me back.
They know what they want. They think they know what they need. They think they have all the answers, and they really don't. Even 25, 26 like 30-year-olds think they have it all together. And I still like you don't.
No, you don't.
No.
I don't have it all together.
Mm-hmm.
But I know which route to take though. You understand what I'm saying?
So when we talk about generational curse, I believe that when a child turns 18, they're getting out of my house. I believe that's a generational curse.
It is.
Definitely.
It is. Because why are you kicking me out at 18? And then you're telling me to survive out here when I don't have no experience. I'm coming out of high school. And you throwing me out here in a world that I have no knowledge of. I'm naive.
Right.
But then when I get out here and start making all these mistakes that you telling me not to make. And it's that
ain't my child. I don't know what's wrong with him.
But if you walk me through this life, in different phases, you want me to be an adult, give me some ability to pay.
Correct.
And if I want to be an entrepreneur, show me what that looks like before I get 18.
Let me say this to you.
Mm-hmm.
So outside of being the founder of Girl Professionals, my husband and my son started a trucking business.
That's good.
My husband and my son started a trucking business to where my son graduated from college or came home from college, and he didn't know quite really what he wanted to do.
Right.
But he went and got his CDLs.
That's
right. So he went and got his CDL, started driving the trucks for another company.
Mm-hmm.
Just so happened because he's very tentative. Now he's a smart dude. So he's very tentative. He picks up on anything he sees. So what he did was sitting in the room. So you got to remember the rooms that you sit in.
That's right.
You got to pay attention to the rooms that you're sitting in. So sitting in the room of the owner of the company, and while he's having conversation with other business partners, my son started soaking it. He came home one day and then seeing the numbers. That money. You know. So seeing the numbers, and then he came home and he told my husband, he said, hey, we can do this.
Wow.
And lo and behold, they created a truck, got a trucking business. And then me, I'm like, dude, like, I don't want to know nothing about no truck. I ain't got time for this. I got to
buy no truck.
I ain't trying to buy no truck. I ain't trying to drive them. I don't want to buy them. Don't send me to go get no parts. Don't do nothing. And lo and behold, I was sitting on the couch and they were having a meeting at the table.
Yeah.
Remember your room.
Yeah.
I started a dispatching company just by listening in the room with my husband and my son. So now I teach dispatching to other, anybody. Actually, it doesn't necessarily have to be women. Just teach dispatching to other individuals to say, okay, even to young women that I'm connected with. At the age of 18, 20, 21, they really quite don't want to, but they want to start a business. I was like, Luke, listen, you can start. I said, you got a cell phone? Yes. I said, you got access to a printer? Yes. You got access to a working Wi-Fi? Yes. I said, you got a laptop? Maybe? Yes. I said, you can work anywhere in the world you want to. You can be on vacation and you can work anywhere in the world. And all you have to do for $145, create you a business.
Come on now, the
LLC. But you're pouring into them, and that's
them seeds.
That's one of the things I'm big on is Red Learning Academy. I said I structured this school because my children will grow up in this atmosphere.
Right.
So when my baby's that's in middle school, you need to tell me what you want to be.
Yeah.
Because I need to tap into what that looks like now.
Yeah.
Correct.
So if I can expose you, the Bible talk about that because iron's going to sharpen iron. So if you want to be a lawyer, let me put you over there with this lawyer so you can see whether or not you want to be this lawyer. If you want to be an entrepreneur, let Dr. McCullough tell you about her stresses of the day. And let me tell you a little bit about my story.
Right, exactly.
So that's what it's about when you think about the youth. So that's the reason why I say put them out at 8. No, we're not walking them out either. We're going to walk them to their careers.
No, age. Yeah, but but as individuals have to be willing to pour into the younger generation. A lot of us, we so in tune to us. We're so, my schedule is this, my schedule is that. I can't do this. I got to go over here and do this. I can't take I can't. But then in the same token, you have to realize that it only takes 10 minutes. It only takes 15 minutes to do whatever you need to do, just to pour into that person, that individual. So a lot of times I go from one high school, pouring into that high school to another high school, pouring into the girls and the guys over there. And they sit and they listen. I had at all the names rivalry, but anyway, but I go to one high school and I tell them, listen, all I need you to do is, I say, how many of you all know, and these are guys, these are boys. How many of you all know the 23rd Psalm? I think about 56 kids. I think about 10 knew the 23rd Psalm. I say, well, how many of you all know a prayer? Just can somebody just pray for me? You had about 5 that can just out of 56 kids. I say, I tell you what, I said, each day you come to practice, you should be able to start your practice with a prayer. And each day when you finish, you should be able to close out with the prayer. And the same thing on game days or whatever. I said, if the first ones to initiate a prayer or learn, and I provided them the Lord's Prayer and the 23rd Psalm. So I printed out the 56 of these things to these kids and gave it to them. And I told them, I said, if coach tells me that Johnny, 10 hours of service, I'm giving them 10 hours. They were like, what? The next week, everybody like, I'm me. Because now you're giving them something to eat. So they're getting a 2 for 1. They learning the Lord's Prayer or the 23rd Psalm, and they're getting community service hours. You get what I'm saying? So, and I tell them, I was like, listen, I'm gonna make sure if you do what I ask you to do, I'm gonna make sure you're gonna walk home with a cord. You're gonna walk across that stage with a cord, point blank, period. And it just it's just encouraging them to do something else. So if I wasn't praying, I'm gonna pray now. You get what I'm saying? So, that took me 10 minutes.
Wow.
10 minutes.
Wow. That's good, Ms. Davis. We need more individuals like you in the community, in our schools. Like, I kid you not, I admire every aspect of what you're doing, from even we're putting Girl Feshes on the side a little bit. But with this new adventure you have going on, I know that it's going to do numbers. You're going to continuously plant more seeds in these kids' lives because they need you. They need all of us.
I need
in every way. Listen,
I need
right? and that's what I realized too. My kids each day, they're the ones keeping me going and keeping me just excited to come in. And I'm just like, Hey, Miss, what did you hear? I'm here. What you need? And you know, like you said before about just stopping for those 5 seconds, 5 minutes, it makes a difference in their lives. It means a lot, and they're going to remember that forever. So
I know just and I get a little touchy about this generation. You know what I mean? Because I don't believe that they're lost.
That's right.
I do not believe that they're lost. And when I'm walking from my car into the building, and all I hear is "Good morning, Miss Davis. Good morning, Mrs. Davis. Good morning, Mrs. Davis." Like, it's repetitious. Good morning, because when they walk through that building and they come and say, "Well, I say, you don't need anything unless you say good morning."
Good morning. I'm big on that. Good morning.
And they turn around and they come back and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Davis. Good morning." And all I need to hear that. And again, that's all it takes. It only takes just that little bit just to say, okay, you just deposit something into these kids, whether it was just that simple, good morning. Because they mama probably don't wake up and say good morning. They daddy don't wake up and say have a great day. You know, things like that. And now, you know, and I tell them all the time, be amazing. And if you can't, just be amazing at it. You know what I mean?
That's
so
good.
Here's what it is, you know.
I love it, Miss Davis. Miss Davis been dropping jewels on us, y'all.
Yeah.
She dropping jewels, the gems, putting that fire in the chat on y'all.
Yes.
You know, this celebrity stuff.
Come on, Miss Davis.
Don't do that.
I'm grateful for Miss Davis. You hear me?
Listen, I love you ladies. I love you ladies. And you all inspire me as much as you say that I inspire you. But you all inspire me too, because when Ash, congrats. I tell you all the time, congrats, detective. Listen, I tell them all, let me explain something to you. I have a lot of friends that are in law enforcement, but when I see women, coming through as hard as y'all come through, and I celebrate hard. One of my really, really, really good friends who is actually the COO of Girl Professionals.
Yes.
Sharia Green.
Yes.
So listen, ma'am. When she walk in, you think when I walk in, I have attention.
Yeah. That's it.
Everybody. But I'm just saying, I want to commend you, and I want to say, you know what, like, keep being great. Keep being great, friend.
That's right.
It's something. It's going further. It's going further. It's going further than detective. Keep going further. And that story with your whole that academy, like,
now,
ma'am. This is what these between you two, myself, and many other women on different platforms or whatever. Listen, this is what they need to see. And I tell them all the time. I say, come on, hang around me. When you go around me, hang around some of my friends.
That's right. Because it will rub off on you.
That the room that you're putting them. If you're stuck in this room, and it's when you do good. Me and show you a real room like.
That's good. That's good, Miss Davis. So what I wanted to leave us with is just one quick quote, is that a mentor sees something in you that you don't see within yourself.
Come on, Pastor Wood.
And we appreciate you, Miss Davis, and I'm so thankful that you are one of my mentors within this field. And we just truly appreciate you in every way, shape, or form possible.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate it. I wholeheartedly appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. I enjoyed myself with y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you for starting the
season
2.
Oh.
There she goes. All the way live.
That's Davis, y'all.
Get out my chair.
Look, don't do it, Doc. Don't do it.
And we are excited. We appreciate you. We are excited for next month. We are centered around Domestic Violence Awareness Month for October. So we will be back, guys, and that information will be dropping soon. We love you all. Bye. Thank you, Miss Davis.